Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets back there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
When I think about the state of our schools, the first word that came to mind is stretched. The whole system is stretched. All of the staff are stretched. Teachers and students are doing what they can to adapt to the online environment and make it better and stay with the program. But everyone is solving problems that we didn't foresee even just a year ago. And it is an incredible amount of work and has really been a collective effort for things to stay together. And I really want to thank everyone involved, the staff, the students, the families, and the community who has stepped up to support our schools during this really tough time. This is also a time to evolve and take advantage of this opportunity. It may be a crisis, but it is also an opportunity. And I hope that together we can build things back better than they were before and really base it on our values and desires to do well for students. So we can find ways that education can be more relevant, can be more engaging, and can be more developmentally appropriate and get away from some of the high stakes testing and the other things that have sent us down a path that have been really tough for students and led to a certain amount of disengagement in the whole system. This is a chance for us to reinvent, because we are reinventing actively all the time, every day. So let's not lose this crisis, and let's take this opportunity to evolve. We can have a system with greater equity, greater humanity, greater love, greater relevance, greater engagement. This is a time to make education better. I want to thank everyone in the community, the volunteers, the organizations who've stepped up to meet the needs of our students, from housing and food insecurity to coats and mental wellness. All of the things have really inspired a village to meet the needs of our students. And as we go forward, I think we can do even better, because a lot has been put on schools. And it's okay, because that's where the kids are. It's an appropriate place for kids to find what they need. But the schools need help, because education is underfunded. So my great hope is that we can work together as a community in Santa Fe and come around our students and really meet all of their needs through the schools, and by empowering the teachers who are the ones who are in touch with our students every day. But really, I'm here not just to wax lyrical about my thoughts about the public schools, but to introduce the woman who knows the most about the state of our schools, who lives and breathes so many aspects of our school system every day, and who is a real hero to me and many others in the community. And that is Dr. Veronica C. Garcia, our superintendent.
Thank you, President Noble, officers and members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to serve the Santa Fe Public Schools as superintendent. It is my privilege and my honor to serve this community. So welcome to the 2020 State of the Schools, Year of Challenges and Opportunities. I was asked, well, what is the state of the Santa Fe Public Schools? And I will tell you that the state of the Santa Fe Public Schools is one that it is a district that has faced many challenges, but has seen them as opportunities. It is a district and a school community that, in this crisis, didn't curse the darkness, didn't light a candle, but lit a bonfire of opportunity and optimism and can-do attitude. And you can't beat that, right? This district couldn't do it alone. I want to thank all of our governmental partners, our nonprofit, for-profit, individuals who have come forward. A special shout to the Interfaith Coalition for Public Education, who has been a constant partner with the Santa Fe Public Schools, that have all come together, all on behalf of the students and the families that we serve. We couldn't do it alone. I also couldn't do it alone with this amazing team that we have. The heart, of course, are our teachers and school site staff, counselors and nurses and custodians and nutrition workers, and the leadership, the amazing leadership of our principals and assistant principals. Tonight, you're going to hear from them at the school site, but you're also going to hear from district leadership. And I want to thank them. Not all of our departments are highlighted this evening, but all of them have worked with in partnership to run this district. They are the engine that runs the district, that supports the schools at the heart of the work that we do, right? The teaching and learning that happens in our schools every day. I want to say, some of the challenges that we had around putting up and standing up a remote learning program, right, in a little bit of short of 3 weeks last March, was quite an amazing feat. We were one of the first districts to do that. But we have continued to refine what we do. We are a continuous improvement district. We take data, and that data is not just numbers. It's also the input that we get from focus groups and surveys and town halls, and make adjustments. And so the learning program that you saw in the last spring is different from how we started school, and we continue to refine. As I said, we're a continuous improvement district. We plan, we do, we study, and we act. And we've made adjustments and will continue to make adjustments. You will hear about the collaborations between curriculum and instruction and information technology and actually facilities and maintenance, how we all work together to ensure that we have the very best learning environments for our students. We had the challenge of starting with a resolution that we were so excited about to reinvent and reimagine ourselves to address excellence and equity. And we had great plans, but those were derailed because of the pandemic. And yet we have reinvented and reimagined the work that we do. And we have improved on our teaching and learning practices, and we continue to refine. We've addressed equity in very real ways, from the Help You Homework Hotline to delivering 600 hotspots, to figuring out ways to bring free internet to our families, delivering food out in our communities, addressing homelessness. Another way that we have addressed equity is to try to find the students that didn't come back to our district. There are over 12,000 students statewide that have not returned to the public schools, yet we had 400 students, and we have whittled that down to 47 students. And we're not going to rest till we find every last one of them. Our students have left to homeschooling, private schooling, have moved out of state, out of the country. But we do hope that when the pandemic is over, that they will come back to the Santa Fe Public Schools sooner than later. We miss them. We miss them being a part of our Santa Fe Public Schools family. We had a huge challenge and continue to deal with it, and that is an $8.2 million deficit. $8.2 million is a lot of money. And we cut over 15 positions district-wide. They were district-level positions, keeping cuts away from the schools. but we are still struggling. And but we took the opportunity to reorganize ourselves, to prioritize the most essential functions. We created a new department with those existing resources of diversity and engagement and equity. Actually, I think I got it wrong. I think it's equity, diversity, and engagement. Um, to continue the efforts as part of that resolution and to make it stronger. We elevated Indian Education Program to its own department with a director for Indian education to give Indian education the status that it should have in the department in our district. These are examples of how we have addressed the challenges, right, and turned those challenges. It is my fondest hope that the legislature will hold all school districts harmless next year because we anticipate a $5.2 million budget at the onset, from declining enrollment to losing small size adjustment and other funding factors in the funding formula. And so we have challenges ahead. And so, but we will be prepared to meet them. I want to say that we had the challenges of ensuring that we had safe environments, right, for our working environments and learning environments for our students when they come back to campus, and addressing those needs, right, to ensure that we had good ventilation, that we had the proper markings, that we had plexiglass, all of the different things that we could do to ensure that we could bring students back to school safely. In working with our unions, we were able to, both NEA, Santa Fe, and the Santa Fe Federation of Educational Employees, we've worked together as partners to make sure that the environments are that kids will learn in and adults will work in are safe. And we had an opportunity to test that out. We had our hybrid volunteer program that started on October 26th. It was cut short after 3 weeks. In 18 schools, it was cut short because of the surging numbers of the pandemic. Yet we were able to try out our protocols and know that they're safe and know that we had no transmission of COVID during that time frame. So we know that if we socially distance, have good ventilation, wear masks, right, have good sanitization, that we have frequent hand washing and follow all these safety protocols, we can bring kids back to school safely, because we know that is the best place for kids to learn and to grow and to be. We have put a very strong focus on social emotional learning. We know it's been very hard for all of us to work remotely, but particularly for our students. And we want you back in school. I can tell you the joy of the children that came back and the joy of the teachers to see them. And we know that the struggles, right, of the social interaction, the frustrations with the internet, all that you're dealing with, that the best place is for you to be in school. We've worked hard to make lessons more engaging, to have more opportunities for you to engage in clubs with your mentors, to take advantage of our extended learning program. But nothing's going to take the place of being in school. And you've adapted well. I want to give a shout out to the graduating class of 2020 who participated in the grab and go diploma ceremonies. 95% participated, and 7,000 viewed our online diploma graduation ceremonies. And so it wasn't what we wanted it to be. And my fondest hope is that for the class of 2021, that we can have in-person graduation. Today, you're going to hear from a variety of departments of how we've met the challenges and turned them into opportunities. Again, I want to thank everyone that supports the Santa Fe Public Schools. I hope that you will enjoy tonight's program. I do want to share with you, though, I'm going to have to read them, a few honors and awards. If you watch our board meetings, every 2 weeks when we have a board meeting, we are recognizing individuals, schools, teams, the whole district for either international, national, state awards. We receive grants. We don't have professional grant writers. Our staffs write those grants. And we have done an amazing job with this. We truly are a flagship district. But here's just a few. Pinon Elementary School won the National Blue Ribbon School for exemplary achievement in closing the achievement gap. Santa Fe Public Schools was awarded the 2020 Community Leadership Award for Digital Equity from the Consortium for School Networking. This wouldn't be possible without the voters of Santa Fe County. You have, through your support of the Educational Technology Note, made it possible for us to be ready last March with all our students having devices and our teachers having the training and support of digital coaches to provide a remote learning program and giving our students 21st century skills. Amy Stone, a teacher at Acequia Madre Elementary School, has been nominated for the 2021 New Mexico Teacher of the Year. New Mexico Highlands University granted us $2.1 million for Gear Up to ensure that our students are college and career ready. We received a $2.7 million grant. It's called the PED Comprehensive Literacy State Development Grant to build early literacy. This dovetails nicely with our Read First initiative. Just this month, we got word that Barbara Tetris and her team of students won the 2020 Congressional App Challenge for New Mexico's 3rd Congressional District. And the awards and honors go on and on. But one that I am particularly proud of is the fact that we hit 78% graduation rate for the class, the graduating class between 18 and 19. And we exceeded the state average of 75%. And we're not going to rest till we're 100% of our students graduate, not only with a diploma, but with the attributes of the graduate, that they are proficient in their academics, but that they have the other things that are important to us, that they have grit, that they're civic-minded, that they show persistence, that they are kind and compassionate and contributing members of our society, right? All that we believe and hold true as the attributes that we want of the Santa Fe graduate. Lastly, I just want to say we have an amazing amount of talent in the Santa Fe Public Schools. You're going to hear also about the digital design teams where 70 teachers met with district staff to build lessons and professional development, all with the talent of the Santa Fe Public Schools. And you're going to see that now. So onward. I hope you enjoy the program.
Last spring, Santa Fe Public Schools began our journey into remote teaching and learning. We learned many lessons during that time, but it also gave us an opportunity to re-envision what teaching and learning could look like for the 2021 school year. Grounded in our belief that the Santa Fe Public Schools instructional design should ensure at minimum a year's growth, we also were steadfast that online learning should embed the 21st century skills using digital tools and engagement practices that foster collaboration and problem solving. We knew, too, that professional development is essential to providing support for our teachers in this new environment. They would need to learn and practice a new digital platform, digital tools, and how to build lessons that would look different than what they had used in a face-to-face environment. In a collaborative effort, K-12 teachers and district curriculum instruction personnel began the work to design these lessons and professional development over the summer. We created K-12 lessons in 4 major content areas for 4 weeks. Our challenge after this 4 weeks was to continue to support and foster best practices for instruction, for supporting grade level content and teachers through professional learning and collaboration to discuss data and interventions for students. We continue learning to adapt to this ever-changing environment.
As a district, we've learned so much from this spring to this fall amidst the pandemic. It's pushed us to reevaluate how we're supporting our students in innovative ways. In the spring, it was responding in emergency. But over the summer through today, we continue to collaborate with our colleagues to identify new tools and strategies that have repositioned the district to do what's best for our students. A question we often ask ourselves is it possible to realistically envision education emerging stronger from what it was? And I have to say yes. The goal of student learning is the same. It's just been a shift in our approach. This transformation has asked us to really take a look at our instructional core, the heart of teaching and learning. It's included redesigning schedules for both hybrid and remote in collaboration with our school sites, and has included ongoing feedback in order for us to make adjustments. Our schedules are intended first and foremost to be flexible, responding to the needs of our students, to be interactive, and to support best teaching and learning practices. Wednesdays are designed for small group instruction for both interventions and extensions of the learning. We're using tools to increase engagement, such as the use of Jamboard and Nearpod that make teaching and learning interactive. We also are collaborating across school sites in lesson study design that integrates best practice, content, and 21st century skills.
At its core, the extended learning time programs within the Santa Fe Public Schools provide for 10 additional days of school, professional development for teachers, and after-school programming. Over the course of the last 2 years, we've been able to provide services for over 2,000 students within Santa Fe. We have also enjoyed a partnership with experts in the music, art, and computer science fields that come in and plan with our teachers, work with our students, and design a project that is celebrated at the end of 10 days. We know students enjoy this time to share their projects with their family, with their peers, and we look forward to a face-to-face setting where we can do this in person again.
I want to share with you today some changes that will take place at the secondary level for our students and our staff. To begin with, our schedule has been modified from the first semester. Our first semester saw our students attending 7 class periods a day, 4 days a week. They will now be focusing in on 3 to 4 class periods a day, 4 days a week. The classes on Monday will repeat on Thursday, and the classes on Tuesday will repeat on Friday. Changing the schedule will not solve all problems. We're hoping it helps during this time of online learning. Engagement between staff and students is key. By utilizing our interactive online tools and asking our students to leave their cameras on a little bit longer during class time, we hope it helps that engagement piece and helps set up our students to be successful. These changes and modifications are intended to put everybody in a position to be successful during the second semester. District staff and site staff are collaborating weekly to support all students, especially our senior class. We are reviewing transcripts and current grades to help identify all options and paths towards receiving their high school diploma. Principals, counselors, and additional staff are helping review and monitor the progress of our senior class this year. During the pandemic, we want to make sure we identify any missing requirements that may prevent them from graduating this school year. Identifying any missing requirements is a top priority for us. We want to ensure all paths and options are available for our senior class. New Mexico PED guidance allows for some additional options for this year's graduating class, and we as a district want to explore and make sure these options are available to all seniors. We look forward to seeing everyone at this year's graduation.
My team, my department, is responsible for digital learning, access to the devices that they have and the network, device maintenance and support, digital security, and support of our applications and programs. We're also responsible for computer science. It is our privilege to serve a community that is so dedicated to the support of public education and the well-being of our kids. And although this has been a very difficult year, we're proud of the work that we've been able to accomplish this year, and we're really excited about the ability to transform education as we move into the future. The next segment will highlight some of this year's work, but I really want to thank you for your support and the opportunity to work in this school district. Thank you.
The Santa Fe community has been very supportive of education, passing a series of bonds that address equity challenges and create an engaging, technology-rich learning environment for every Santa Fe Public Schools student. This support helped Santa Fe Public Schools assure the infrastructure and wireless systems in our schools provide a fast, safe, and more reliable network that keeps pace with increasing educational demands. Ensuring every student has access to instructional resources, whether in school or at home, is a critical component of our student device program. Our student technology has been integrated with sustainability and flexibility to support our instructional goals. Site-based digital learning coaches support high-quality teaching and learning, aligned with digital resources. In addition, hundreds of online training sessions have been created to support teachers as they are engaging students from home. Because of these improvements, Santa Fe Public Schools is ready to immediately address the needs of our students and teachers' learning efforts, both at home and in school. On March 13, 2019, we deployed over 5,000 devices to our pre-K through 6th grade students. The Santa Fe Public Schools technology staff has adapted to the current technical support needs of our families, creating a student help desk and a drive-through technical support center, allowing us to address over 6,000 tech needs since March of 2019. Sufficient internet access continues to be a concern, and Santa Fe Public Schools will soon be piloting a program called Free Wi-Fi Santa Fe, offering truly free high-speed internet access. In short, we have successfully leveraged our technology programs and systems so that excellent student teaching and learning continues for our most important stakeholder, our students. Our district learning management system provides access to lessons, instructional materials, and content such as student textbooks. Students can access their assignments and turn them in online. Teachers provide feedback, and students check their progress. Google Meets allows students and teachers to video conference and provides built-in learning tools such as polls, breakout rooms, and question and answer sessions. We are able to engage our families in ways we have not previously attempted through web-based open houses, virtual parent-teacher conferences, and online nurse offices. The heart of online learning remains great teachers. Santa Fe Public School teachers have found creative ways to design and implement engaging online learning experiences. Students take online field trips, engage in physical education from home, and our teachers are providing opportunity for student agency in their own learning. Maintaining student collaboration during remote learning can be difficult. Online discussions replicate classroom conversations. Live reading buddies have been replaced by recorded sessions, and teachers and assistants can create small group activities. Our online learning environment has allowed our students to show their learning in creative ways. Our teachers use online tools to poll students and gain immediate feedback on student learning. Traditional assessment has moved from paper and pencil to online quizzes and tests, which allow for faster grading and feedback to students. Student creation has flourished as students are given ownership in creating evidence of their learning. Our students have unparalleled access to instructional resources. Santa Fe Public Schools has been recognized nationally for our equity efforts to ensure all students have access. Santa Fe Public Schools have been recognized in several national articles, and our staff are frequently invited to share our story in conferences and online professional development programs. Thank you, Santa Fe, for supporting Santa Fe Public Schools.
proud to present the new department in the SFPS district. The new department is Equity, Diversity, and Engagement Department. The department's purpose and effort is to support, encourage, and ensure diversity and equity within the Santa Fe Public Schools district while actively engaging all stakeholders, including students, parents, employees, and community partners. In addition to the new changes, our superintendent, Dr. Veronica Garcia, has also elevated the coordinator position in the Native American Services Department to a director position. Our department works side by side with the director, Ms. Nancy Davis, to support and improve the academic outcomes for our Native American students. I want to share with you for a moment our vision, which gives us the direction and importance of our work. To identify, recognize, and support underprivileged or at-risk populations in our district. To ensure students, parents, staff, and other stakeholders have a point of contact for equity concerns. To ensure equity and diversity efforts across the district and within school sites. To coordinate equity and diversity efforts across departments. To encourage and expand stakeholder engagement at the district level and within school sites. And to provide annual reports based on at-risk markers to allow for data-driven district decisions. The Equity and Diversity and Engagement Department cannot do the work alone. Our superintendent came up with a Diversity and Equity Council. There are currently 76 participants in the Superintendent's Diversity and Equity Council. This council is made of experts, community partners, staff, and parents who make up subcommittees and focus on these 5 areas: culture, gender, language, politics, policy and resources, and wellness. SFPS also has an Executive Equity Council, which focuses on efforts specific to the Yazzie Martinez lawsuit. It is also made up of 20 participants, which includes staff, students, parents, and community experts. We thank you for your partnership. We thank you for your commitment and trust you have in the Santa Fe Public Schools. También hablamos español y estamos para servirles. The Equity, Diversity, and Engagement Department is here to serve you.
Over the past year, our state and our district has had to overcome a number of challenges. One of those challenges has been outreach to students who are disengaged or becoming disengaged. I've watched our staff work tirelessly to reach out to parents whose students are not attending on a daily basis or becoming disengaged otherwise. Our district team has created a tiered system of support which aligns with the Attendance for Success Act, which was passed in 2019. Staff continue to strive for positive communication, assessing for barriers and providing supports as needed and appropriate for each student or their family. I want to take a minute today just to talk to you about the tiered system of support. Under this model, there are 4 levels of prevention and intervention. At the very base of this is whole school prevention. This includes each school site planning for positive, supportive, and engaging school climates, even in the remote learning setting. It also includes setting clear expectations for students. Within this tier, you'll also find community partners and utilizing their partnership to provide wraparound services for each of the students and their families. Should a student become disengaged, the next tier is individualized prevention. This really focuses on early outreach. Teachers or other school staff are reaching out to parents or guardians through any possible means of communication. This might be a phone call, text message, email, a school-based app, or a letter home to the physical address. The hope is that we'll identify the barrier early on so that we can provide the supports and the student can continue their schooling in a successful way. Should the student continue to be disengaged after this early outreach, we look at early intervention. At this point, the principal or other administrator will begin outreach to the family as well. Again, they're looking for barriers to the student being engaged. At the same time, a school wellness referral is occurring, as is a home visit if that's appropriate and needed. Should these internal interventions not work, There is a district-level team that provides support to the school sites. They begin outreach to the families in hopes of connecting the families back to the school site and creating a student success plan for the remainder of the school year. At the very top of this level is intensive support. This is where we utilize our systemic partners to help with the assessment and provide wraparound services as appropriate. Here at Santa Fe Public Schools, we really want every single student to have the opportunity to be successful and to follow the dreams that we know they dream. We thank you for trusting us with your children, and we look forward to the many ways we can serve you in the months to come.
The Santa Fe Public Schools volunteer program has developed and grown over the last few years, but this last year has truly shown the dedication and commitment that our community has towards supporting our students and families. With 400 volunteers currently signed up in our system, all performing services remotely, we have developed a series of programs that we hope to continue far into the future. Last year, we launched a focused training program with 6 training modules. With the help of the Interfaith Coalition for Public Education and a group of community volunteers and sponsors such as Nusenda Credit Union and the Lanwell Foundation, we have expanded our training program to 12 training modules for the 2020-2021 school year. The training program includes small groups or one-on-one technical instruction, virtual tutor preparation, culturally responsive tutoring, math, reading, and writing preparation. In the spring, we will also be developing a virtual resource library for all volunteers to access. On October 5th, the Help You hotline was launched to help students make the grade. A team of over 30 volunteers is available to help complete assignments, visualize concepts, and troubleshoot basic technology in all core subject areas. The hotline is open Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. The Help You hotline has served over 50 calls from students and parents who are interested in homework help or ongoing virtual tutoring. With inspiration from the community, the volunteer program cultivated a pen pal program, including the City of Santa Fe's Foster Grandparent Program and the Interfaith Coalition for Public Education. Over 100 students from Cesar Chavez Elementary School and Capitol High School are writing a series of letters to our community volunteers. With many interests and goals, the students find the volunteer letters to be comforting and inspiring during these challenging times. Expanding virtual engagement from the community through professional mentorships has been a common goal between the Equity, Diversity, and Engagement Department and the Services for Advanced and Gifted Education. With almost 30 mentors working with students from both Santa Fe and Capitol High Schools, we offer professional mentors in a variety of different career interests, including anthropology, astronomy, graphic design, film, and many more.
Santa Fe Public Schools was the recipient of the NMPED Indigenous Education Initiative Award. Santa Fe Public Schools was one of 4 districts statewide to receive the grant. The IEI funding has allowed Santa Fe Public Schools to expand and enhance services for our 390 Native American students beginning January 2020 through the 2022 school year. Some of the services and programs are teacher PD and support, purchase of culturally relevant instructional materials, virtual summer camp K through 7, identity project at Capitol and Santa Fe High School, and additional resources for students, families, such as tutoring and case management outreach.
Operations team is committed to supporting teaching and learning by feeding and transporting our students, cleaning, sanitizing, and maintaining our facilities. This year, our crews have worked tirelessly to adapt to support in-person and remote instruction.
To ensure the safety of our staff and students, Santa Fe Public Schools has made changes to our facilities. and will make adjustments to how the school day will look. Before staff and students enter each morning, the buildings will be deep cleaned and disinfected. This cleaning will take place continuously during the school day and after hours throughout the week. Santa Fe Public Schools has hired additional staff to clean and disinfect. All employees are required to wear personal protective equipment. HVAC systems will be adjusted to provide more outside air circulation into our schools and classrooms. Where systems allow, high-grade filters will be installed. New markings and signage will be displayed in schools to direct staff and students to maintain social distancing. Plexiglass barriers have been installed in reception areas, teachers' desks, and bathrooms. Hand sanitizer stations will be available for staff and students to use. To keep them safe as students ride the buses to school, all vehicles will be cleaned and disinfected before and after each route. They will also be deep cleaned at night and on non-transportation days. Students will be required to wear masks on the bus. Masks will be provided to those who do not have one. Seating will meet social distancing guidelines, and students will be assigned seats with one student per bench seat, or two when possible with housemates. Classrooms will be configured to meet social distancing guidelines. One-on-one discussions with the teacher will happen with a plexiglass barrier in between. For distance learners, the nutrition department will continue food distribution services by having meal pickup stations and delivering food to students. The use of water fountain bubblers won't be allowed. Water bottle filling stations are being installed, and the use of personal water bottles is encouraged. For students who are in school, there will be options for how lunch will be provided. Meals may be pre-packaged and taken back to the classroom to eat. Meals may be provided in the cafeteria where social distancing can be maintained. Or, meals may be taken to the other areas of campus to be eaten. Cafeteria workers will keep food and utensils behind the serving line to control cross-contamination. With your help, we can ensure staff and students stay safe as we return to school. Thank you for watching.
In addition to what our staff has done to make our schools safe for our staff and students, we've also continued on with some very important large projects. First is the administrative building and the plaza at Santa Fe High School. The administration building will provide security for our students and a modern facility for our administrators. It'll also provide an excellent place for our students to gather in the plaza in an outdoor learning environment. In addition to that, we've completed the new baseball and softball fields at Capitol High School. They're a beautiful addition, and our athletes are anxious to get going on the field as soon as things return to normal.
My name is Betsy Cull, and I am proud to say that I am the Director of Student Nutrition because I have an incredible staff that has worked tirelessly since the beginning to keep our community fed. We have had many changes as well as many struggles, but our team has pulled together both at the kitchen sites and at the central office to meet these ongoing challenges that we have today and those that are to come in the future. We are proud to say that we have been an important part of keeping our students healthy during this challenging time. I am so grateful to all of my staff for sharing their hearts every day with our community.
The transportation department is filled with committed and compassionate people who serve the community during this pandemic with humor, grace, and fellowship. I'm truly proud to be a member of this masked up and socially distanced team. We have supported the technology department during the device handouts. We're delivering food out into the community on our school buses. And during the hybrid learning model, we managed to implement all sorts of new safety procedures, which allowed us to transport all those kids without any incident. Our department is truly committed to sustainability and combating climate change. We applied for and received funds from the VW settlement to get our first ever electric school bus. This is quite an accomplishment and something that will bring us the momentum to lead us forward out of this pandemic, masked up and ready to drive another day.
The Sustainability Office has been focused on addressing COVID-19 concerns, such as indoor air quality, ventilation, filtration, and managing the resulting energy use. That's not all. Teaming up with the Transportation Department, SFPS traded 6 old, energy-inefficient diesel buses for quiet, low-emission propane buses. We added an all-electric Chevy Bolt to our fleet, replacing a 23-year-old Ford Taurus, and we are proud to announce SFPS will have the first all-electric school bus coming to the state of New Mexico. Forging on towards our district goal of being 35% solar powered by 2023, Kearney Elementary is next in line for solarization. Energy and water use has fallen, while community environmental partnerships and sustainability curriculum happens virtually. LED lighting conversions are underway, and bioretention ponds are catching stormwater, and we are beginning our school site biodiversity initiative. Despite the demands of the pandemic, we know that climate action cannot slow or veer off course. Our commitment remains strong.
Hi everyone, my name is Christopher Allers, my pronouns are he, him, and his, and I am the District WAVE Specialist working out of the Office of Student Wellness. WAVE stands for Wellness Ambassadors to Voice and Empower, and is a student-driven program which focuses primarily on suicide, substance use, bullying, and gun violence prevention. During this semester, WAVE has had to find new ways to adapt and engage students to get them involved and interested in the program. These are just some of the ways our amazing sponsors and members have adapted. At El Dorado Community School, they held an online open mic in November, which was attended by over 60 7th and 8th graders and featured students singing, playing instruments, doing brain teasers, and more. The afternoon was so much fun, and in no small part due to the fact the event was fully emceed by student members. At Ortiz Middle School, WAVE students created virtual greeting cards for each staff members at the school in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week. These cards featured unique messages written for each of their over 50 staff members. And Capitol High School has been so busy, there isn't time for me to mention everything they've done, but my personal favorite was a video they created intended to give students hope around mental health challenges they may be facing and how to help a friend who might be struggling. I'd love now to just share a small clip of their video, but it can be found in its entirety on Capitol High School's Facebook, their website, and on the WAVE Facebook page. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing break.
Hi, my name is Naomi, and something I personally do to make myself feel better is I take a deep breath, then I play my favorite playlist and listen to it and dance.
What I like to do when I'm sad, I like to talk to my friends and family about it.
I would play video games and watch a Pixar movie afterwards.
I struggle with depression and anxiety, and when those days get a little too hard, a thing that makes me feel better is to bake or cook. And in the end, I get to indulge in it.
Even adults go through mental health issues, and no matter what age we are, it's important to talk about how we feel.
I've been humbled by our district's response to the social and emotional needs of our students and their families. It has always been a priority, but certainly during the pandemic, it has been at the core of everything that we do. Since March, we've known that our students are struggling. They're sad, they're anxious, and some are experiencing high levels of depression. With that being said, we knew that our focus going into the school year needed to be to find ways for us to stay socially and emotionally connected to our students. The first thing that we did was we developed a way to do daily check-ins. So it's through these daily check-ins that we can in real time see how our students are doing and then respond to whatever needs surface during those check-ins. The other thing that we did was we created some fun virtual activities for the teachers so that they could engage with students in a different way and in a fun way. I am completely grateful. We have had a long-standing partnership with Presbyterian Southwest Family Guidance Center, the Sky Center, and Gerard's House for behavioral health services. And it's with their support and help that we've been able to continue to do that. Also, I would say seamlessly during the pandemic, and offer grief and loss support to some of our school communities when they've needed it. More recently, we received funding from the City of Santa Fe and Santa Fe County CARES Act funding that we've been able to use to be able to provide families with rental and utility or food assistance. That has been remarkable. One of the other important things to mention is that we continue in our K-8 schools to provide our social emotional curriculum. We really believe that our students need the skills, and particularly now during a pandemic, they need the skills to be able to help them manage their world around them, and also to have those skills as they become an adult. Our school counselors have really been there to listen to students and to validate, what they're experiencing, and really also helping their parents, because of course this is an incredibly stressful time for parents, trying to, do teaching online, struggling for childcare, things of that sort. And we recognize that. And so the counselors have really been working to support our parents as well. Our nursing staff has been very busy, heavily involved in what we call contact tracing. And that is what we need to do to understand who is testing positive for COVID, and then making sure that that person or that family has the resources they need, the understanding that they need to be able to work through what's going on for them. I feel extremely grateful to work in a district where social and emotional support is, front and center. And certainly our superintendent of schools has made this and will continue to make this a priority for all.
To change and adapt by being more organized in school and being helpful to my family.
I've changed my perspective of the effectiveness of online learning. Not only do I feel like it's effective, but it's also exciting and even revolutionary. As an early childhood educator, I limited screen time in the classroom, but now I've seen how online learning can be a window of opportunity through virtual field trips, guest speakers, and hands-on art and project-based learning activities.
I've learned how to cook, and I've also learned how to adapt to being home and making myself useful over time, like cleaning the yard.
This pandemic is giving us the opportunity to transform us as people and as teachers. But what won't never change is the passion and the commitment that we have with our students.
I hesitate to say that there's a silver lining to something as tragic as this pandemic has been. But we have learned a lot, and some of what we've learned I think will serve us in good stead going forward.
I'm not the kind of person who sees challenges as a problem. I see them as an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to become a better person.
Things are a little bit different, but they feel comfortable when we put them in the context of what we've seen before and what we've experienced.
I think I'm still getting used to it because of the school switched from the real school to online school, and there's just a big difference. I'm still getting used to it.
As the mom of a third grader and a kindergartner who's also trained as a marriage and family therapist, I've got to say,
we're all dealing with burnout and exhaustion. Not to mention I've had to seriously reduce my hours at work.
I've seen my students self-reflect and self-advocate in ways that they have never done before.
Cooking with Kids' new online classrooms include things like virtual field trips to local farms, fruit and vegetable scavenger hunts in kids' homes, and family cooking nights. Connecting kids with healthy food and supporting their academic success is as important as ever.
I changed my perspective of life. However, I'm healthy. In addition, I'm learning new things. Along with my family's support, I'm able to get through this. It's a rough time, but together we're stronger.
In our classroom, we found ways to connect beyond the physical classroom space and still build a classroom community in the virtual world.
The way I've adapted to the year 2020 is by learning how to use our virtual tools together with family, students, and staff, remembering our self-care routines, and to take care of one another during this time.
Well, thank you for staying with us. I hope that you have a better feel for the state of the Santa Fe Public Schools, and know that we look forward to bringing our students back and looking forward to a time when we can meet together in person. Until then, be well, stay well, and go Team Santa Fe.